first listen to her, first see if she sounds reasonable. You have to read the captions to see what it says, and then we'll tell you how you feel about her. So start it from the beginning.
Potrei farne tante altre di queste domande. A monte c'è quella che ci facciamo oggi: perché la famiglia è un nemico? Perché la famiglia fa così paura? C'è una risposta unica per tutte queste domande. Perché ci definisce, perché è la nostra identità. Perché tutto quello che ci definisce in questo tempo è un nemico, per chi vorrebbe che non avessimo più un'identità e che fossimo solamente schiavi, consumatori perfetti. E allora è sotto attacco l'identità nazionale, è sotto attacco l'identità religiosa, è sotto attacco l'identità di genere, è sotto attacco l'identità familiare. Non devo potermi definire italiana, cristiana, donna, madre, no. Io devo essere cittadino X, genere X, genitore 1, genitore 2, devo essere un numero. Perché quando sarò solamente un numero, quando non avrò più un'identità, quando non avrò più radici, beh, allora sarò lo schiavo perfetto in balia della grande speculazione finanziaria, il consumatore perfetto. E questa è la ragione per la quale oggi noi facciamo tanta paura. Questa è la ragione per la quale oggi questo appuntamento fa tanta paura. Perché noi non vogliamo essere dei numeri, noi siamo qui per dire che noi non siamo dei numeri, noi difenderemo il valore della persona umana, di ogni singola persona umana, perché ognuno di noi ha un codice genetico unico e irripetibile. E questo, piaccia o no, ha del sacro. Lo difenderemo Dio, la patria e la famiglia, che fanno tanto schifo a qualcuno. Lo faremo per difendere la nostra libertà, perché noi non saremo mai schiavi e semplici consumatori in balia della speculazione finanziaria. Ecco la nostra missione, ecco perché oggi sono venuta qui. Scriveva Chesterton ormai più di un secolo fa, vediamo se ve lo trovo. Fuochi verranno attizzati per dimostrare che 2 più 2 fa 4. Spade verranno sguainate per dimostrare che le foglie sono verdi in estate. Wow. Quel tempo è arrivato, signori. Siamo pronti. Grazie.
Okay.
Can I say one thing that struck me, bro? That is, first of all, amazing. I love her. I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw clips. And how this is how the left side and the other side works. If you saw that clip, Jed, and you didn't have no subtitles, you didn't know what the hell she was saying. See it? They'll take just her yelling and being aggressive and be like, look at how she looks like a Mussolini. Look how she looks like she's aggressive, and look at her anger. You have no idea what the hell she's saying. And look at the message she just said. She's really woke.
I loved it. I loved it. And I it's interesting. If I saw, like, in the chain, people were responding and people were saying, can we get her over here? Like, how do we get her to come over here?
Please.
And it's true. If you look at American politicians, there's such a diluted version of that. Like that looks like a real person with that looks authentic.
She cares.
What she's saying. It doesn't look like a programmed robot coming out and saying a bunch of talking points. But I think this message is terrifying to authoritarians. It's terrifying to folks on the left. By the way, it's terrifying to folks on the left in this country because they see the vigor with which a lot of people in America responded to this. And they're like, oh, we don't want any of that. Look at what she's talking about. God, country, family, freedom, the power of the individual. She's talking about facts. She's talking about basic facts being ignored. That's a pivot to gender identity. She's talking about the fact that we've just left that whole realm of the objective for this subjective whatever by which we can inject woke politics into everything. I thought it was a very, very powerful speech. I think this is what the left's been battling in the United States for a long time. I mean, you remember back to the 2008 presidential election, them making fun of people who were clinging to Bibles and their guns and going after these concepts of individual liberty and individual freedom. So I love seeing it there. I think it's important to see it there. But more than anything, Republicans in this country should be embarrassed. They should watch somebody like that. They should feel lazy. They should feel embarrassed, humiliated, and somebody should get off their ass and really start talking because it's not safe. It's not safe like here. Like, oh, freedom is safe here. It's not. It's not safe here. And we shouldn't be relying on other countries and leadership in other countries to say what we should be saying and doing here.
I think DeSantis is the closest, if I may, is the closest that we have to that type of leader. I think so. The way he speaks, the way he doesn't care, the way he doesn't hold back, the way he's just, raw. That, to me, that's the female version of Ron DeSantis. I mean, I'm a fan. I love her. She's amazing.
The question you have to ask is why? It's a very basic question. Why did that video go viral? Why? It's a very basic question. why did 19 million people in how long was it up, by the way? I'm actually really curious. Why did 19 million from the moment the guy posted? I'm going to go to the account.
Was it 2 days back?
Yeah. Why did he? This was posted 9/25/22. What's today's date?
27.
And it was posted at 11:34 p.m. So it's not really 2 days. It's really 36 hours, 35 hours. Why has this thing gotten 19 million views in 35 hours?
You think because the people want?
Is it because 19 million people hate it? Or is it because 19 million people say, dude, this is kind of how I feel? What's wrong? And by the way, it's 19 million people who retweeted this. Out of the 19 million people who retweeted, how many of them don't speak Italian? Do you realize 19 million people retweeted a message just to read captions and to feel her energy, knowing no clue? I don't speak Italian, but I relate to this woman. How do you process this, Adam?
Well, I'm not ready to anoint her the best president ever yet. I mean, she's been in office 1 day. So let's just pump the brakes here. If you're a bat...
So, you know, nobody here is saying best president ever.
Exactly.
People are saying a message that she gave. Nobody said best president ever.
And that allows me to speak about the message now. Clearly, this is someone who's passionate, speaking with conviction, and people want authenticity. You can tell that she's just like, yo, here's the freaking deal. So I respect that. But I'm not going to rush to judgment. We're all familiar with the Jeremy Lin analogy. You just one good game or one good string of games doesn't make a career. So
Adam, I think nobody's going to judge her policies. The message is what we're talking about. How do you feel about her message? I don't care what the message she gave. Why is this message doing so well in a time like this? Well, why is her message? Why isn't Italy, that was a socialist country, forcing everybody to stay home? This country that is going through all the high taxes, all the high regulation, all the high bullshit. Why is it all of a sudden they want somebody like her? Why is this message resonating with the people?
Well, listen, I watched a few of her speeches, not just this speech, okay? So I'm not going to rush to judgment and pretend I know all the answers to freaking Italian politics. Clearly, she speaks with authority and with conviction, and respect to her for that. And respect to her for being the first female prime minister in the history of Italy. So respect. And if you go through her speeches, she says things like, world problems require everyone's contribution, respect, mutual respect for people, democratic system, I'd look to unite, not divide. So all these are all great talking points. The flip side is she's anti-LGBT, so there's going to be people talking about that's literally the stance of their party.
What is it? What does that mean? How does that manifest in? No, because people are called anti-LGBT here in the United States because they don't want people who identify as a certain gender to be able to use a bathroom.
Her party agenda is rooted in anti-immigration policies.
Yeah, I would be curious what. I don't trust that, though. What I'm saying is I don't even trust that description because they say anti-immigrant if somebody wants to have a secure border. So I just don't trust that language.
I'm okay with that. I get it.
Yeah,
I'm letting you know.
Not against you. I'm saying I'm just genuinely curious.
I'm just giving you both sides of the equation here. I'm not saying that I'm ready to anoint her as the best leader ever. Clearly, she's been getting a lot of eyeballs, and that's great.
Just from that speech, she's pro-family, and she's tired of X or Y or Z or male. She's tired of the woke shit. No. That's what I got from that.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.